Hi guys, today's my first review video, and it's actually on a kid's watch. It's called a Kupafo. And so this watch tells you the time, tells you the day, and it tells you the seconds till the next minute. It also beeps every time it strikes a new hour. So say it's 2 o'clock, beep is what it'll go. And so it also shows if it's PM or AM. And what's cool about this watch is it's a digital sports kids waterproof watch. So this watch is waterproof and it comes in so many colors. I could hardly choose which color. And so it's got 9 holes that will fit your wrist definitely. If you have a super skinny wrist like mine, then it'll definitely still fit. And so now, well, when it's nighttime and you're just wondering what time it is laying in bed, there's this button right here on the top right corner, left corner, I mean. And if you press it, it lights up and it can tell you the time. And so now let's start comparing it to some other watches. All right, and so now we're back and it's time for comparing. So time to compare the Kupafo watch to the DX2. And the DX2's company that comes from is VTech. And VTech does a lot of other things, but right now we're just focusing on the watch. So what's different about this watch, it's a smart watch. It takes pictures, you play games on it, you can create monsters on it, and things like that. It can keep track of your steps. It does the type that the hand clock, and it also does the digital clock. Well, it does the analog clock if you tap it, and it does clocks like that. But the only thing that I don't like about this watch, it's not waterproof and it doesn't come in a big variety of colors like the Kupafo too. It comes in purple, pink, blue, and I think some green. But it does all the things and more than the Kupafo, except the fact that it's waterproof. Now these are 2 totally different watches. I would totally recommend the DX2. Just note that it's not waterproof like the Kupafo. Now you could get other kids' watches that are waterproof and a smart watch, but they're more expensive. And so this is actually a lot more expensive than the Kupafo, which the Kupafo was only $14 versus this, which is $50. Now you're like, it's a smartwatch, yeah, but so that's comparing it with the DX2. Now let's talk about some more features of the Kupafo watch. So this watch, it runs on a long battery that lasts for a year versus the DX2, which you have to charge once it gets out of battery. And once it gets out of battery, it's dead. And you can't even do it. So you have to plug it in and it takes hours to charge. And so that's one of the things I don't like about the DX2, that it doesn't have a battery that runs as long as this. Also, this is smaller on my watch. I mean, on my wrist. than the DX2, and sometimes it's just nice to just be able to look at it and you don't even have to turn it on. Like for this DX2, you have to tap one of these buttons. Like you can tap this button on the side, or you can tap this button on this side. Versus this, you can just look at it and go, oh. And for that, for me, I feel like is really, and sometimes you can't reach the buttons on the DX2. So it's really simple on the Kupafo watch, but the DX2 is really complicated and it's not waterproof. So if you want a simple watch, or if you want a complicated watch, the DX2 I got from VTech, and it was $50 and not as much as a color variety, like I said. And so, Kupafo or DX2, which one would you choose? So that's my comparison, in my opinion. But your opinion may be different. There's other watches too, like can't think of them right now. But there's other kid watches that are waterproof and smart, but they're like they cost way so much. So you can have Kupafo, really simple, $14, variety of colors. Or you could have a DX2, $50, not as much as a variety. It's a smart watch, but you have to press the buttons to turn it on. And it lights up like this does, but that's just because it has a screen on it. And they're both snug fit. This one's waterproof and this one's not. Your opinion. So I think we're kind of done with this.